We need to preserve this so we can like look back on it.
All right. So the movie Panda Express. So the trailer starts out in this camera sort of pans down into Jackie Chan's apartment, and it sort of pans across some of his shelves where you can see his like trophies and awards for being a grandmaster kung fu champion. But you can see there's sort of dust on everything, and his apartment's kind of a mess, and he's got like a goatee or something, or whatever facial hair Jackie Chan can grow, and he's just sort of
it's really scruffy, like really petty.
Yeah, and you can tell that he's like seen better days. That he's like he's sort of, he doesn't know what to do with himself now that maybe there was some sort of accident, pushed out of, like pressured out of fighting kung fu or something, and so he's watching the news, and there's a news program about or it's like they're talking about you know how they always do in the movies about how the Chinese are building this underground train tunnel underneath the Bering Strait, so that there will be a high speed train. This is an actual thing. This isn't. I'm not just making this up for the movies. There are plans about this.
Oh, really?
But so you could take a high speed train from like Shanghai to San Francisco in like 5 hours, because it would basically be a longer.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But so it's in say it's in like the near future or something. So there's a news program about that, and then I don't know. I guess it like switches. It's like breaking news. I don't know. Dr. Evil's stolen some pandas or something. The last remaining pandas in existence, and plans to smuggle them.
Maybe like Jackie Chan's got like you know those like newspaper article like nets that people have on their walls,
Yeah.
and they're all about like panda articles at zoos and
He's
stuff.
Been on the for years. He's been trying to attack. Yeah, it's like articles about. Yeah, that could be part of the panning in shot. It's like articles about.
Yeah.
For years, pandas have been disappearing from zoos. Someone's been kidnapping them, and they've never found out who. And he's been piecing together evidence, and then he like, I don't know. Well, I guess this is the trailer. So in the full movie, it'd be a bit more like maybe he'd go out and meet his sidekick, or like I don't know, maybe he's drinking buddies, Jean-Claude Van Damme or something, or maybe Jean-Claude Van Damme's the landlord. That's it. I don't know. I don't know how to.
He talks. Yeah, he goes to talk to his landlord about heading out for a few months, and then like he accidentally ropes in his landlord to be his sidekick.
We need some way. We need Jean-Claude Van Damme to be another action hero type guy, and needs to be roped in as well. Wait, no.
Okay.
So Jackie Chan is hands just sort of he's looking at his net, and he's like pulling off the newspaper articles and rearranging them, and then the doors kick down, and Jean-Claude Van Damme jumps in, and there's like a fight sequence thing where like they like show you parts of the most exciting parts of the fighting sequence, and it sort of to like expedient things, and then they stop fighting. Jackie Chan does his like comedy thing of like stop, and they start talking about, and Jean-Claude Van Damme's also on the trail of the panda bear kidnapper, and
why are they just instantly fighting?
Well, this you find out that Jackie Chan, because Jackie Chan's been trying to track down this killer, he's been at a lot of the places and that panda bears have disappeared from, and where the remaining panda bears are, trying to figure out how they're being taken. And so he Jean-Claude Van Damme pinned Chan as the kidnapper of the panda bears, and so they start piecing it together, and they figure out who the real kidnapper is. And I mean, it's not going to be a mystery movie, so we need I guess it's gonna be Dr. Evil or something. Maybe it's some like reclusive billionaire who they.
These are just placeholders for now, I guess.
So yeah, okay, it'll be some like reclusive billionaire.
I doubt.
And they like.
I doubt we'll have funding for Jean-Claude Van Damme,
yeah,
Jackie
probably
Chan, or
not.
Dr. Evil.
Probably ask for a bit more than is in the budget. So they're
maybe one.
Okay, so they're trying to figure out who the killer is, and they just get stumped, and so they like pop open a few beers and they sit down on the couch and start watching Jackie Chan's TV, and it shows the financier guys sort of spearheading the like transcontinental or intercontinental railroad thing is this like reclusive billionaire who's I don't know, he looked really evil. Maybe he's like a Russian guy and he has a scar across one eye and one eye's blind. But they realize that he's got like panda fur cape or something, or he's wearing some sort of like panda fur like a panda fur tie or something, and they realize he's one of the
cloak. He's got a whole. He's got maybe the whole suit and pants are panda
weird
fur.
That like dresses up in like a king's crown and like an ermine, except instead of ermine, it's panda fur. But they realize he's the real.
Oh man.
He's the real. I don't know, the real kidnapper, and so the I don't know what.
Do like a sweet bro handshake and go on a road trip. Or no,
will the train be called the Panda Express from the beginning? That sort of gives the game away, doesn't it? That it's smuggling pandas or something. Maybe, or
maybe they find it on release day and like they unveil it like using the big tarp, and then it's got the big red letters.
Maybe the train is owned by the Chinese food company, the Panda Express, because that's a real company that has restaurants.
In big red letters across the side, when they like unveil the tarp, it's got the Panda Express on it. It's like, this is my plan all along.
I don't know. I kind of want to say that like because it's like part Chinese venture that will it be the panda thing, but that sounds kind of racist, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be like a World Wildlife Federation thing, or maybe he had a thing where like he
ingenious.
Maybe he did that to like raise his public image and try and convince people that he wasn't kidnapping panda bears. Was he donated to the World Wildlife Federation or something? And so they, I don't know. I don't know how this is supposed to work, but somehow it's the Panda Express for some reason, and it's leaving from San Francisco, and traveling to, and there's just recently been a panda thing, and of the last couple of pandas from North America, from I guess it's one of the zoos or something,
right.
And they put the pieces together, and they run down and buy tickets on the Panda Express to try and track down these pandas, because maybe there's some sort of like eco freaks or something, like Greenpeace or something. I mean, that's sort of like a thing that like I don't know, but like but they run down. The train's about to leave and taking the last pandas back to
you could see him through the
back
bars.
to Shanghai, and then he'll
like pawing at the gate.
Yeah, this needs to have some sort of like
emotional connection to the panda.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't find out.
Cross some sort of in like.
Maybe they find out on the train that they've got pandas on board.
Oh, that might be it. Yeah, they've been searching for these pandas, and they track some leads to the train, and then they realize that it's actually been smuggling the pandas.
Yeah, maybe
full time.
All right, maybe they track the leads to China, and the best route to get to China is on the Panda Express.
Oh, that's true. That would work.
And so they're on the train, and they quickly figure out.
Yeah, they're on the train and they're sort of
Ingenious.
snooping around, and they discover some pandas in one of the carriages, and these like evil Russian mercenaries show up, and then a fight scene ensues.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, just generic action sequence. Maybe they let the pandas free, and the
Generic action
pandas.
sequence. I don't think you could.
Well, I mean, like,
I guess we can't go into
it's
detail
like,
right now.
yeah. Well, I mean, do you want me to choreograph the whole thing?
I don't know. I feel like if you're going to make a movie like this, that's a pretty important detail is the action sequences.
All right, then. So they fight the Russians.
No, it's fine.
damn it, Brian.
I'm just thinking like this isn't normally like my kind of thing anyway.
Oh,
This
okay.
sort of genre.
I've got it choreographed in my head anyway, or some of it.
Okay.
So they're like sort of snooping around in the cargo compartments near the back of the train, and they discover the pandas, but the like evil Russian guards come up behind them, and a fight scene ensues. And the Russians, they had like
I could
assault
totally
rifles
see
or
that.
something, and they're like fighting, and one of Jackie Chan like jumps at them. And he tries to shoot him, but Jackie Chan grabs the gun and pushes it aside, and one of the bullets ricochets onto the lock of the cage that the pandas were in, and so they pandas. This is not how real pandas act. Pandas sort of jump out and like they're so basically how it would work would be like CGI polar bears from the Golden Compass,
Yeah.
except they'd have like panda black inappropriate places, so they'd still
just retextured.
yeah, they'd be like ripping people apart, but they're pandas, and so they
with
come out
with their plant-eating mouths.
yeah, and so they let the pandas loose, and more Russian soldiers come. They sort of march them through the passenger sections in the middle, and start fighting, and Jean-Claude Van Damme and Jackie Chan grab the guns that the first guards came, and they start fighting back, and they're like sort of hiding behind the seats and using
Like
those
a
as cover.
train.
And then over the loudspeakers, over the loudspeakers, the bad guy taunts them. I don't know what he would say. They like
stereotypical.
Very good. I don't know. I need to put on a Russian accent. Oh, very good, Jean-Claude Van Damme and Jackie Chan. You've discovered
It's no character names. It's just Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I don't know. What do you want me to call them?
It's fine. It's just what if we actually do that? That'd be amazing.
They're like other people playing those actors
because we can't afford
the movie. But he congratulates them for figuring it out, but says, but you'll never be able to stop this train, and once we get into China, the Chinese authorities will stop you, and we'll get the last of my pandas to make a beautiful panda fur cloak or something.
Or maybe it's a terrorist mission. Maybe the tunnel isn't finished yet, so it's just they're going there for suicide to extinct pandas.
Is he some sort of like nihilist or something? He says, "My mark on the world will be I am the man who killed the last of
responsible for extincting pandas."
That's a pretty good villain motivation there. Not all movies can say they have a villain that good.
Or maybe when he panics, when he realizes that Jackie Chan and Jean-Claude Van Damme are gaining ground, then he utilizes the trap he'd set up earlier for just such an occasion. He kicks the what do you call it? Like one of the linkages between the cars, so it like the back half sort of trails behind, and then he blows up the tunnel behind him. And so it sort of crumbles. But of course, the two protagonists and the panda bears jump across.
So now the pandas
are they're sort of
on the side of justice.
Yeah, well, the pandas are they're also trying to get revenge on this guy, I guess. But so they jump across the gap, and the guy they sort of set off the explosives too soon, so cavern is or the tunnel is collapsing behind them faster than they can actually than the train can actually move. So it starts like crushing some of the passenger compartments. So they have to like sort of run on the roofs of these cars and like dodging the like things in the ceiling coming. They're like sort of flying back towards them while the like cavern's collapsing and crushing the things behind them. And then they finally get out of the tunnel, and I guess there's a bridge over some sort of chasm, or maybe it's over like they just like I don't know, make a bridge across from Russia to China or something for some reason.
Right.
Maybe just cut the distance,
Just
but
jump.
cut off some of those Russian towns. No one
That's
needs
how
them.
close it is.
But yeah, and so they finally get to the front, to the like the I don't know the engine, and they engage in a hand-to-hand combat thing with the bad guy, and they win. I don't know, and I guess they throw him off, or maybe I don't know. It needs to be some way where like he gets poetic justice where the pandas eat him or something, but you also need to have it exciting with on a train.
Why would the pandas eat him? That's just downright crazy.
Justice where the pandas eat him.
Never thought I'd be saying the words.
No. The pandas wear him as a cape.
Oh, that's a bit gruesome. I don't know about that.
Maybe after that point they continue on the train to the destination to
oh yeah, maybe
the
the guy radioed in and it was just sort of no, they thought the Russian billionaire was in the front of the train, but it was a trick, and it was just sort of like one of his second in command, and so they have to
it's a dummy.
They have to travel.
It's just a stunt.
I don't know where's the climax going to be? The Forbidden Palace, some sort of like Russian gulag castle.
Yeah.
Which one?
The EPA of China.
Do they have an EPA?
No, they have like a environmental destruction agency.
A very wicked and ineffectual one.
They have an EDA, except in Chinese characters. Environmental Destruction Agency.
I said to be like the People's Environmental Destruction Agency. So wait, where's the climax take place now?
There, I guess.
We mean there.
China, where they sort out the bad guys, the organization, China's government, all of it.
All right, maybe it's gonna be the Forbidden Palace now. Maybe not China's government. Maybe
that's a big
I don't know,
enemy.
some sort of what's the most I don't know. Maybe some sort of like. I don't want to say the bad guy from Big Trouble in Little China. maybe the guy he bought it. The billionaire bought the Forbidden Palace from the Chinese government because they were running into money troubles for some reason, or maybe they wanted to like open it. They were sick of having it or something, and so he lives there. With he so that's his secret base, and maybe like one of the panda's children is like kept in a cage, or like the rest of the pandas are still trapped beneath, the ones that haven't been turned into I don't know, goods. And so they go and they fight, and the pandas, I guess he sort of has a small panda army now that he's assaulting this fortress with. Maybe well, I don't know, in these sort of movies where there's like there's sort of like the comic relief type group of characters that are like sometimes they help the good guy, sometimes they don't help the good guy, sort of like an obstacle. Yeah, but at the climax they all
do the
sort
right
of
thing.
They do the right thing. So there needs to be some sort of group like that. I don't know how we work that in somewhere, but all the good guys who sort of accumulated over the course of the movie, they reach the Forbidden Palace, the gates of the Forbidden Palace, and there's like evil Russian soldiers or something, and there's a huge fight scene in the like courtyard, and I don't know, people riding pandas.
That's a
and
cool
things.
scene. A big fight in the Forbidden Palace.
Yeah. And then
It's
they get up to, I don't know if the Forbidden Palace has any towers, but they get up to like the top of the tower, and Jean-Claude Van Damme and Jackie Chan are fighting, and the
Against each
bad
other?
guy,
Oh, okay.
he's like they're fighting the bad guy, and he's like holding them off. He's uh, he's some sort of kung fu master or something. Maybe he's a secret Soviet project, the like Soviet super soldier
Yeah,
or
he's
something.
a secret Soviet. So yeah, that
Yeah,
works. That works.
his mother was like taken in by a Soviet scientist, and they like did experiments on her, and now he's like superhuman. And so he's so badass that he's just holding both of them off at the same time. And he oh, you know what always happens is the way the bad guy dies is so he pulls out a knife, and he like throws it at Van Damme and like stabs him in the stomach, and Van Damme's down, and he's like, I don't know, he's out or something. Like he's not unconscious, but he can only sort of react to events now.
Right.
The guy's got Jean-Claude, and now he picks up Jackie Chan by the throat, and he sort of holds him up, and he sort of lifts him up there and taunts him. And then Jackie Chan has to like retort with something that they mentioned earlier in the movie, and then that turns out to be the bad guy's undoing, and he I don't know, maybe Jackie Chan pulls out a gun and shoots him or something unexpected at the time, but you knew it was coming if you watched the first half of the movie. And then maybe some sort of train pun, and then the bad guy gets thrown off the tower of the Forbidden Palace, and like lands in the courtyard below, and the pandas like run in and like eat his flesh, and then or he gets torn apart. Well, no, I don't know. That characterizes the pandas as like horrible monsters or something. Maybe
They should be extinct.
What
Yeah.
about they just stampede or something?
well, no, I think it needs to be some sort of,
Stampeding pandas.
like his some sort of he needs to be hoisted by his own petard. So it needs to be that he has some sort of evil monsters that he's been breeding or something, that he
Demon
lands
pandas?
among them. No, I don't like. I think corrupting the moral
What is
tale.
sorry? What is his evil plan? I kind of missed the
Capture all
first part.
the pandas. Here, look at the movie trailer or the poster.
Oh shit! No, he gets run over by a train. I mean, come on.
In the Forbidden Palace.